Welcome back. I am going to put this next video up. This video is about me teaching my wife about metal. And what we had done is we were listening to Ozzy Osbourne's Tonight from Diary of a Madman. And apparently, everybody in the world can do this except for myself, it seems. I put the video up and it instantly got blocked. I guess the copyright holder was afraid he wasn't going to get his 3 cents. And luckily, YouTube did not give me a strike. So I went in and re-edited and cut the song up a little bit more, and YouTube sent me a thing and I even gave up the monetization on it, that they could have all the money. I don't care. And they sent me a thing up, said that the video would go live, but they would turn my monetization off. And then 24 hours later, they blocked me again completely. So I'm having to remove the entire song from the video. And I'm going to post the video up without it. Now, granted, it's not going to make as much sense because you're going to miss a lot that was going on during the song. I'm not exactly sure why they keep blocking my videos when I put this up, when I can literally go on YouTube right now and find some voice teacher, professional voice teacher, doing a, what do they call it, reaction video over the same exact freaking song. And theirs isn't blocked, but for some reason mine is. So I have no idea what YouTube's doing. I'm not exactly sure how they say their algorithm works, because apparently it only works against some and not for others. So I'm going to go ahead and put the video up. And like I said, unfortunately, it will be without the song. So you will be missing a lot of the information that's going on during the song where we stop and talk. I'm going to try to continue on doing this and see how far I can get before I finally just say, you know what, it's not worth it anymore. And I'm going to look for other avenues to put some of this stuff up, like on Rumble, where I have my other podcast. So, but real quick, I'm doing this in the form of a podcast. So originally the song wasn't even played for 10 minutes into it, because this is kind of going to be in a podcast form, because this will be going up on Spotify if I can get all the wrinkles ironed out in it. So I'm going to have to wait and see how that pans out. So until then, hopefully the video makes sense. I'm going to put it up without the song. And like I said, the song was Ozzy Osbourne's Tonight. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Welcome back to an exciting video. And what we're going to do today is my wife, who is not a metaler at all.
Nope.
You do know that they took a, they did a poll, and it was just last year that it was done. And I actually think I talked about it on one of my videos. They talked about, they got all these groups of people that listen to, pop music, blues music, jazz music, metal music, rock music, classic rock, all that stuff. They segregated all these people out. And then they asked them a series of questions and yada, 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 and all that stuff. And the happiest group of people out of all of them were metalers. People who listen to metal is the happiest group of people out of all the people who listen to music.
That is surprising.
Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. So we just got off the motorcycle. We went out for a little ride and a little quick bite of dinner. And what we're going to do here today is my wife is not... And I'm not going to say she's not an Ozzy Osbourne fan because, well, we just can't have that.
Well,
We can't.
I don't. The only songs I've heard are the one that he and Lita Ford did together.
Kiss Me Deadly.
Yes.
No.
No. What was it? What was it? Close
I
My
told
Eyes
you.
Forever.
I told you she's not an Ozzy Osbourner.
Close Your Eyes Forever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Close My Eyes Forever.
That one?
And why do you know that song?
Because they played it on pop stations. They did.
Okay. So, they played it on Pop Station. Well, I thought he was going to say because of my band.
Well, I know that her husband was wanting y'all to do that song, but y'all never really did.
Yeah. We did that song a couple of times. Yeah. We did it a couple of times.
And Crazy Train, because y'all do that song.
And they played it on pop stations.
No, not a lot. No,
I don't know. I don't listen to pop stations.
No, they didn't. I mean, not that I heard. No.
So the premise of this is we're going to start giving my wife a musication because she needs one badly. Because I am not the boss of this house.
Well, I'm not.
She's the boss.
No.
That's what every woman says.
No.
She's the boss.
No.
But if I was the boss, if I were the boss, my one rule, actually I would have 2 rules. No Nickelback. Cannot play Nickelback ever. And no Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand Taylor Swift.
I can tolerate her.
I can't even tolerate her.
I can tolerate
I
her.
can't tolerate her.
Yeah.
Yeah, hate her music.
Wow. Hate, that's a strong word.
It is, that's how much I feel about her music.
Mm.
And I'm not saying she's not talented.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get into that type of music. That's just not my bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would have liked her better if she'd have stayed country.
Yeah.
Instead of this bubblegum pop rock, always, Anyway,
But, all right, so you grew up metal.
yes. I grew up, the first album I ever bought in my life was Welcome to My Nightmare, Alice Cooper.
I've never.
I was like 7.
No, I
maybe
don't.
8.
I mean, to me, I grew up more the pop, and what was popular on the big stations.
Well, we did have the fortune, and yes, we will get to the song in a minute. We did have the fortune of growing up in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what anybody says. The synth pop of the 80s was freaking awesome.
It was. It still is.
The Thompson twins.
Yeah.
Who's the guy, she blinded me with science.
Oh, my gosh.
What's that dude's name? Thomas Dolby.
Yes.
Thomas Dolby, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I never could do Boy George.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really couldn't get into the whole Boy George thing. That was just a little outside of my scope.
Yeah.
But I really do like the synth pop and Tears for Fears, man. I love Tears for Fears. They were fantastic. Songs from the Big Chair is one of the best albums ever written. And
Wow.
I will argue that point till the day I die. 'Cause I'm actually going to do a thing on albums, the greatest albums ever made. And they're not going to be like, this is the greatest album. These are just the greatest albums ever made.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little thing on that when we get around to it. And I'm going to do one of the greatest songs ever made also.
Both of those categories are Queen and Queen.
And so I'll make sure and include No Queen.
No.
No, and well, they will be on the greatest song side, but I can't think that they would have a greatest album. I mean, Queen has a lot of great songs, but on a lot of their albums, they got equally bad songs on a lot of the albums. They don't have that one album that's just definitive. Everybody has that one definitive album. Everybody does. This was a whole different thing. So I guess this is going to be more of a podcast than anything right now. Because if you look back over it, Elton John's definitive album, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin's definitive album, Zeppelin 4.
Yeah. Glass House, Billy Joel.
Yeah, I don't know if I think I would go with The Stranger.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think I would go with The Stranger as his definitive album. And I can almost track one down to Everybody in the World. Their definitive album. But I don't think Queen ever had one. Queen wrote a ton of great songs.
Because they had multiple amazing definitive
But they were
albums.
scattered across multiple albums to where, if you take The Stranger, Billy Joel, there's not a bad song on the album. Every song is fantastic on it. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, every song is fantastic on it. You take Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Every song on it freaking rocks, man. It's just a brutal freaking album. So, and I can name a definitive album from everybody, but I cannot name one from Queen. I can't.
The whole reason why I was bringing it up is just to say you were raised, on one type of music. I
Yes.
was raised on another. It's not that I necessarily liked it or didn't like it. I was never really exposed to it. And, I have this in my head, what it was, or, to me. But, yeah, I gladly listened to it.
Well, so what we're going to do is a while back, I let my wife, I didn't let her. Actually, I did. I gave her permission. You can now listen to Sir Ozzy. I played a Goodbye to Romance, and it knocked her head off.
I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, she had no idea. And she's like, well, because most people, when they think of Ozzy, they just think of, they just automatically, a lot of them will relate it to Sabbath if they're older and just metal, straight out metal.
Yeah, I thought metal, him biting the head off of a bat and crazy.
Most people don't know that Ozzy actually has a softer side. He
I
has a
know,
softer
it's
side.
a beautiful, I couldn't believe that was us.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic song. Goodbye to Romance is a brilliant, brilliant song. And out of my top 5 favorite albums in the world, Two of them are Ozzy and Randy Rhoads, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman.
And I've heard you refer to both of them, but
Numerous times.
I know. And I feel bad because I just, like I said, I assumed it was going to sound very different. I don't know what I thought it was going to be a lot of screaming and yelling and cursing and
Nope, that's not what it's about. So
floored.
I decided to give my wife a musication. So this is one of probably many videos we're going to do about this. So tonight we're going to listen from Ozzy Osbourne. We're going to listen to Tonight, which is an absolutely brilliant, brilliant song. And this song, if this song isn't a movie, I'm not aware of it, but it shocks me this song has never been put into a soundtrack. It is just a fantastic song. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the song, and then at the end of the song, we're just going to have a few brief comments, get her reaction on it, and we're going to video her reaction as she listens to it. And
it's called what?
It's called Tonight by Ozzy Osbourne.
Which album is this one on?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay.
It's on Diary of a Madman. So what we're going to do is she's going to listen to Tonight off of a Diary of a Madman, which out of all the Ozzy songs, one of my favorites is actually Diary of a Madman. That's one we're going to listen to down the road. But because that now we're getting into straight up metal.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight we're going to do Tonight.
Okay. Now, is it just the song? Do you want me to watch the video?
No, just the song.
Just the song.
Just the song.
Okay.
This is Tonight by Ozzy Osbourne. This video will get flagged. It will get demonetized, but, you know, I don't give a shit. It's YouTube. There's nothing you can do about it. So here we go. We're going to play Tonight by Ozzy Osbourne. First listen. Tell me what you think. So what do you think about the song? First time she's ever heard Tonight by Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. It shocks me that is Ozzy Osbourne. I cannot believe I haven't listened to this before. It's incredible. It's almost symphonic. It's beautiful.
Taken to the fact that you have literally, in my opinion, the most brilliant metal guitar player ever, Randy Rhoads.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great, great guitarists out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, amazing guitarists. Zakk Wylde is a beast, you know, who played with Ozzy forever. One of my all-time favorites, Gary Moore, you know, who actually, dude, you know, because Gary Moore is actually a meddler. He was a meddler who jumped into blues. Yeah. He used to play guitar for Thin Lizzy, and then he went off and did some just straight up badass rock albums back in the 80s, and then slowly, you know, drifted into the blues. But, you know, you have Eddie Van Halen, who of course is one of the greats. You got Steve Vai, who's one of the greats. You know, I love Steve Vai. He's so weird in his guitar playing. And nobody sounds like Eddie Van Halen, so I'm not exactly sure how to say this, but nobody at all ever sounded like Randy Rhoads. And the thing that was amazing about it is he was literally playing with Quiet Riot when he went to go audition for Ozzy Osbourne. And if you listen to the last Quiet Riot album, who was literally months apart from playing with Ozzy, you would not think it was the same guitar player.
No.
What he did with Ozzy it's like a switch flipped inside of him. And it was just a whole other world of music that he was just dying to unleash, that he could not do it with Quiet Riot. But what most people fail to see on Ozzy Osbourne music is the beauty of the music, of everything that's going on under the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ozzy, in my opinion, has always been fantastic for lyrics. You know, like that one line that, you know, good intentions pave the way to hell. You know, he's always been really good about writing, you know, having these very poignant lyrics. But what most people fail to see is, let me see, I think it's right around in here. Listen to the piano.
Yeah, I noticed that. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just brilliant writing. Yeah. It's brilliant writing, you know, because you take your regular metal song, you know, Metallica, for instance, you know.
That's what I think of when you say metal, because that's why I was saying he's symphonic. It's beautiful.
It's amazingly melodic.
It is.
The songwriting is second to none.
Yeah.
The songwriting is unparalleled. And of course, this is all attributed to Randy Rhoads.
Oh, Yeah.
Yeah, without Randy Rhoads, none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says, without Randy Rhoads, there would be no Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think about this song overall, as opposed to Taylor Swift?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, all right. So I had a lot of preconceived notions about Ozzy. Like I said, I'm so I think of, biting the head off of bats and screaming uh and then the show where the reality show that he was on, cuz that is all that I know of Ozzy Osbourne, and always just thought he was kind of a crazy person.
Well, he is.
He is, but he's obviously a very brilliant and talented crazy person. I mean, I see
Quite the songster.
I see why he has, quite the reputation that he does now. I'm shocked. I'm just floored listening to it because it's beautiful.
And then you listen to him talk, Sharon,
Yes.
I'm gonna get my yeah. And
Yeah.
what? But then you listen to him sing,
It's amazing.
and it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
He's never one of those guys you're like, what's that one song you always say? Something about a bowl of rice or something?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
You every time you hear it, you give me the alternate lyrics, and
What? Oh, rice gravy, or
no.
no? There's a whole bunch of them.
There's another one. You always give me I don't know if it's a bowl of rice, but you always give me the alternate lyrics, and I'm like, well, I really don't hear that. But then after you told me that, I was like, well, I guess I understand how people could hear that.
I never hear the correct lyrics on anything. I screw them up all the time, and yeah.
Well, Ozzy he's crystal clear when he sings, and I can't really think of a time that I've listened to a song from Ozzy Osbourne where I'm like, I have no idea what the hell he's saying there.
It's beautiful. I would never have thought he was singing that.
And the thing I like about it is, love his voice or hate his voice.
He has a beautiful voice.
I love Ozzy's voice because this music would not work with that Tool from Nickelback singing it. It simply would not work. And nobody can really comp Ozzy's music but Ozzy. Now, I'm not going to sit here and knock on what's the little country girl's name?
Which one?
The one that won American Idol all those years ago. She got like a massive career now.
Oh my gosh.
Carrie Underwood.
Thank you. Yes.
Carrie Underwood.
All I could think was keying the guy's car.
Yeah. Now, personally, I do not think she's a good singer. I think she's very nasally. To me, she sounds like this most of the time.
She is, but I think she has. She does have a pretty voice. I mean,
Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not going to say she's not a good singer. Let me rephrase that. I really don't listen to Carrie Underwood, so that'd be a very unfair statement for me to say. But I don't think, when I think of great female voices, I think of, the Whitney Houstons of the world. Christina Aguilera, monster voice, absolutely monster voice.
Yeah.
She's an idiot, but a monster voice.
Kelly Clarkson,
She's got a monster voice.
incredible.
Yeah, I just happened across that damn song. I think it was called Miss Independence.
Yeah.
It just popped on the radio one day, and I was like, Jesus, who is this girl freaking doing? I mean, just ripping it apart.
Yeah.
It was Kelly freaking Clarkson.
Yeah.
Blew my mind, but I think of, the Ann Wilsons of the world and stuff like that. Now, when I think of great singers, I do not think of Ozzy Osbourne, obviously. You think of, the Jeff Tates from Queensryche, one of my other all-time favorite bands. You think of the Steve Perrys of the world, the Freddie Mercurys,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You don't think of Ozzy Osbourne,
No.
but this music would not work without Ozzy's voice.
Yeah.
It simply would not work. It is the glue that puts all this together. Is his thin, I don't even know how to describe his voice.
Yeah.
He has no vibrato whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
It's zero operatic, but it works in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
And therefore, I love Ozzy's voice because this music, Crazy Train, would not be the same. And the point I was making, Carrie Underwood, they covered Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and knock it because I'm sure the country fans who never heard the original probably absolutely loved that song.
Yeah.
But having heard the original with Ozzy singing it, I think her version is absolutely terrible. But I'm sure the country fans like it because I know what the original is, and that's a knockoff of the original. And to me, it's nowhere near as good. And I'm not going to sit here and dog Carrie Underwood. It's not what I'm doing.
I know.
But knowing what the original is, I just don't think that one is even close. But if you had never heard Ozzy, somebody's yourself who had never heard
I might not know.
Mama, I'm Coming Home, then you'd probably hear Carrie Underwood's and say, well, that's actually not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
So that I do get. But without Ozzy's voice, it just wouldn't work. And without the masterful guitar playing of Mr. Randy Rhoads, who, by the way, as everybody here knows, and if you don't know, then shame on you, not you because you're not a meddler, that Randy Rhoads double-tracked every single solo on these albums, which means he played it, then went back and played it again so they could layer the 2 tracks.
Wow.
Yeah. And I read an interview with him years and years and years ago, and he said he would never do that again. He said it is too damn hard because he's playing these masterful, brilliant solos, and then he's got to go back and play it note for note again. And dude, nobody can do that shit except for Randy Rhoads. I can't even do it on my own music with 4 notes. It could be blink, 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 blink. I'm like, blink, 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 blink. It's all over the place. I can't even comp 4 damn notes of the same thing, let alone what Randy Rhoads is doing at 9 billion notes per second. So we're going to wrap that up right there because I wanted my wife to hear tonight. And I thought, what a better way to do it than do it on my YouTube channel and share this with my peeps.
Yeah. And I'm shocked. I can't believe I haven't heard this before because it's nothing like I thought it was.
Fantastic.
And it's beautiful. It's incredible. Yeah.
When I played Goodbye to Romance to her,
yeah,
at the end of the song, I mean, you were dumbfounded.
Yeah.
You're like,
I could not.
I had no idea.
No.
And I said, and most people don't. And most people just make the assumption right out of the gate without even knowing what the hell they're talking about, not really opening their ears and listening. Now, I can be guilty of that just as well because I hate rap music.
Yeah.
Sam Kinison said it best. Why are they always holding their junk? Because they don't play any damn instruments. Oh, God. Case in point, Lil Wayne. You ever seen that guy play guitar? It is dreadfully bad. It is shockingly bad. Across my YouTube feed, that kid, Steve Terraberry, which I don't think he's a kid anymore. He started a YouTube channel when he was like 3. I don't know. But he's a damn good guitar player. A little weird. Not sure if he's a boy or a girl half the time. but he's a damn good guitar player. But he put out these videos where he just rags on Lil Wayne and his unbelievably bad guitar playing, and they're actually funnier than shit. Oh. They're funnier than hell. So I've seen, he's done 2, and I've seen both of them, and I was like, that's actually pretty good, man. He's pretty good. I think that's his name, Steve Terraberry, something like that. They call him Stevie T. Anyway, so, but I guess he's probably in his late 30s now, I'm assuming, but he's actually a damn good guitar player. He's a very, very good guitarist. But I don't get into rap music at all, and I can be the first to pass judgment on it, but this whole gangster rap thing, I couldn't get into. Although the rap from the 80s, I Run DMC and all that, that was pretty cool. And it was groundbreaking at the time. Yeah. So that was actually pretty cool. So I did get into that. But the stuff that's out now, I just simply don't listen to it because it's not my bag. Yeah. But I still listen to the metal. I'm still a meddler. And I still listen to more of the older music than the newer music because the metal's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, after the 77th Metallica album and Kurt Whammett. Kurt, well, that's a good name for him because he's constantly on that freaking the wah pedal. Every solo he does now is that's all he does is a freaking wah pedal. So Kurt Whammett, that's what we're going to start calling him from now on. Kurt Whammett. Oh. So Kurt Whammett, who took lessons from Joe Satriani.
Wow.
Yeah, from little Joey Satriani. Yeah. So we're going to wrap it up right there. I just wanted to do this video real quick. And like I said, we're going to do more of these to where my wife hears music for the first time. And we're going to do them on giving her a musication. That's what I think I'm going to name this, the musication of Tara Taylor.
Yeah. Well, and now I've heard 2 songs.
The podcast.
And I keep wanting to hear more and you won't let me listen to them.
Well, not. She was wanting to play and I was like, no, don't listen to that. You cannot listen to that.
And I have not.
We got to save it for the channel.
Yeah.
We got to save it for the channel.
I have it.
And I think I'm going to literally name this one the musication of Tara Taylor. Tara listens to Ozzy Osbourne for the first time. That is so going to be the picture for the thumbnail. No. You just gave me the thumbnail right there. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. So we're going to wrap this one up right there. And like the great Sammy Hagar says, if you miss the beat, you lose the rhythm and nothing falls into place. And no matter what you do, for the love of God, rock on.